And welcome back. Home Track Heroes here on CW11. Had to break out the Maniac mask.
Looking good.
That was so cool to see him win that race. And let's bring you the lineup for our next race, which is the Northwest Motorsports Street Stock. And it will be the 23 Cale Chet, brought to you by John Woods. On the pole outside of Cale in the 43, Sheridan Vincent, brought to you by Napa of Darrington. In the 14 is Colin Hubbard, sponsored by Interstate Batteries. The 45 outside second row, Beecher Motorsports, Nick Beecher. In the 19 car is Jake Grant. He'll have an in-car camera. Outside of Jake in the third row, Mike Marthaller in the Fleet Service Auto and Truck Chevrolet. In row number 4, Mark Hubbard, brought to you by Rick Chevron. And the 28 is Dave Lund, sponsored by Cheyenne Scale Company. In the 88, Ted Lindgren, brought to you by American Image. And in the 3 car, Jessie Jensen.
In the next row back, that's the 6th row. It's the 30 car of Jeff Miller. Jeff has Squire's Machine on the quarter panel of that car. Outside of him, in the 22 car, Kenny Erickson. The next row back, it's the 69 of Austin Camp by Ad Taxi. And Travis Blackwood in the finish line heating and cooling car, number 5. Going back to the next row, it's Doug Poyer in the 25 car. Outside of Doug will be the 47 of Steve Blankenship. And rounding out the field in the 17M is Ellie Musgrave.
All right, pace car is off, and we are underway thanks to Speedway Chevrolet for bringing us that beautiful Chevrolet Camaro. And we are underway. Great start as we are taking the 3/8 to get good use out of it. First time tonight here on Home Track Heroes, and a phenomenal looking field of Northwest Motorsports Street Stocks. There you see the 41 of Rick Hubbard, a main event winner earlier on. And lap number 1 is going to come up, and it is going to be a nice side-by-side battle. Cale Chet hanging in there. Sheridan Vincent up on the outside. Nick Beecher in the 45 car in the 3rd spot. This segment brought to you by Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. They're the official casino of Evergreen Speedway, and they are now 100% smoke-free. Angel of the Winds Casino Resort, exit 210 off of I-5.
That 43 car that you see right now going for the lead, that Sheridan Vincent, he is your Rookie of the Year points leader at this particular stage of the battle. So that guy is doing a great job, and if he can hang on here for just another 23 laps, oh, now it's only 22 probably, but this is a very, very important race for him. If you take a look at the points, it's Ted Lindgren in the 88 car. He has a 9-point lead over Mark Hubbard in the 41. Marthaller all over Hubbard's butt in the point station with the 44 car, and behind him, right there, running number 4 in the points, it's Nick Beecher, and as I said, Sheridan Vincent, Rookie of the Year points leader, also rounds out that top 5.
All right, here we go. We are working lap number 5. It is still Cale Chet hanging in there in that 23K car. That young man improves each and every week out here as the 44 car, or excuse me, 43 of Sheridan Vincent is now down in that 3rd spot. A nice move by Mike Marthaller in the 44 car. I would love to see that guy get a win at some point in this season. He has worked so hard, as they all do. Dave Lund in that beautiful number 28 Chevrolet Camaro, the hybrid car with the 2019 front end and this 1969 Camaro back end. I got to make a model of that. If I could just find them, that would be so cool to replicate that car. But good looking field of Northwest Motorsports Street Stocks.
Chet, your leader out front, he's sponsored by Gino Campanoli Crane Service and Urker Truck Repair, which I happen to know is in Tacoma, because I had a little problem with a motorhome one night on I-5, and those people at Urker Truck Repair bailed me out big time. So right there in that Fife-Tacoma area where it seems like it's always under construction, that was me one night.
All right, here comes Dave Lund now as he is going into turn number 1, deep underneath Cale Chet. As they come out of turn number 2, we'll have a new leader when they come across the start-finish line here on lap number 9. Dave Lund, former champion in this division, has just always run so well. Doesn't matter what kind of car he's behind the wheel of. Dave Lund is always going to take it up to the front and really do well. As we're 10 laps in, 25 will make up the difference here, and just so impressed with this lighting. I've not seen it this good ever, whether it be in the stands or on a TV screen. As we have a caution, as you can see the 22 car and the number 30 car, Jeff Miller, in an incident on the backstretch. We'll have a replay coming up here in just a few seconds, but you can see him there right down at the bottom. Here's how it happened.
Whoa, here we come.
Boy, that talk about in your face. Holy cow.
I sure hope that was a stationary camera because
Yeah,
that cameraman,
no kidding.
that camera, it'll be changed the shorts time.
They are not paying that guy enough if it is some guy behind that camera. But
Wow.
really good camera work by all the guys that help out putting this thing together. We thank them a lot.
Especially for this is the first year of this show and doing this stuff. Man, they have had some phenomenal footage.
They have. There's the Speedway Chevrolet pace car, brought to you each and every year by our friends right here in Monroe over at Speedway Chevrolet. And they'll get this lineup back underway. It's going to be Dave Lund and Mike Marthaller in the front row. Cale Cheth really having one of his strongest races of 2020 so far here on lap number 10. And Sheridan Vincent looking really impressive. There's an inside shot, good shot of Jake Grant. It'd be cool to see how he works to start on this thing. I love that view, that shot that they got right from the corner of the passenger side, if they had one, to get an idea of how that guy is working.
Well, Jake calls himself Miles of Smiles, Grant. If you could take that helmet off, I'm guessing that right now it's pretty darn happy. He's in his happy place inside that race car doing his job. You can kind of see some of the things that are going on around in the lights as it reflects off the race car and around him, and staying somewhat busy inside that cockpit.
Good battle between the 45 of Nick Beecher down on the inside and Jessie Jensen in the 3 up on the outside. It's Dave Lund now pulling away by about 4 car lengths over Mike Marthaller, as they are in between 1 and 2. Car really getting squirrely. It looked like the 23, that might have been Cale Cheth, all squirrely, coming into and out of turn number 1 there. Gathered it up nicely, and we are still green here on lap number 12 as they wrap that one up. And we are on 13 out of 25. And again, thanks to Northwest Motorsport with locations all up and down Aurora, a new one in Linwood on 136 and Smoky Point Boulevard. Stop in and check those guys out. Phenomenal inventories at all their locations. So thanks to Northwest Motorsport for being behind this division in 2020 and hopefully for more years to come.
You see Lund and Marthaller up front. That's where you expect those cars to be, but you got to go back a ways. Jessie Jensen, the front runner, he's running in 4th. You go back to 7th. Mark Hubbard, that's not his territory. And Lindgren back in 9th. He's been up front all year long. And this is going to shuffle up those points a bunch if it plays out just 11 more laps and they stay in somewhat the same order.
There's a great shot of that beautiful number 88 car of Lindgren as we switch up to the wide shot. There's Dave Lund now just coming out of turn number 2 with Mike Marthaller about 10 car lengths back. There's Lindgren getting underneath the number 47 car, I believe that was, Steve Blankenship. Good to see Travis Blackwood in this race in the top 10 in car number 5, former champion many years ago in this division. And good to have him back out here as the...
Took a few years off, I think got involved in getting a business going, if I'm not mistaken about that. And, get that going and then back out doing what he loves to do.
Yeah, Dave Lund now taking in turn number 1, turning some pretty impressive lap times. Look at that battle right there with Jessie Jensen working the outside. That 3 car really has been... It's normally tucking that turn 1 and 2 at the bottom all season long, but it seems to want to kind of crawl up in the middle groove of the track. So Jessie fighting that number 3 car.
Some great battles going on. 3 cars, here, 3 cars there. You're just going at it. This is what we expect each and every week. Maybe not the excitement of the Stinger 8 division to make us laugh and giggle, but this class has been spectacular all year with some great races, some great finishes. We've had a little bit of the tempers. We've seen it all in the Northwest Motorsport Street Stock Division here at Evergreen Speedway.
They'll have 5 laps to go when Dave Lund brings that silver Camaro out of turn number 3 and across the start-finish line right there. Take it down in turn number 1. So consistent in the area of the racetrack that he's using. And look at Jessie Jensen got tapped. Believe that was
beep, beep.
23 of Cale Cheth. It's a nice job by Jessie to recover. Jessie's still hanging tough in that 3rd spot, and Bert Kuzwick on number 3.
Steve, how many main events throughout, tons of racetracks in the Pacific Northwest. Do you think Davey Lund has won in street stock competition?
Oh, man.
Huh?
Everyone he's gone through the front gates of. He's just so impressive and so unassuming and kind of quiet by nature. But boy, I tell you, and I found out too that he got a lot of help on that car, and I get it from a very good source. Dwayne Shosbeck had a lot to do, and that kind of that name kind of put a few columns together to add up. Yeah, I think if you were to take a poll, maybe the winningest driver in the history of Evergreen Speedway, Dwayne Shosbeck, that nobody knows.
And that old Impala won more main events.
Amazing.
You know, I mean, and they went to the Fall Classic in Yakima and mocked up over there. It's done it all. But we got one lap to go. Going down off of turn 2, you can see right there the 28 car Davey Lund. Looks like he's going to pick up one more win in 2020.
He is. Here he is in turn 4 right now, out of 4 and across the line. One more checkered flag for that gorgeous number 28 machine of Dave Lund. Mike Marthaller in that second spot. Jessie Jensen will bring it up to the Angel of the Winds podium here in just a few seconds as the remainder of the field. And we'll get them both, Kyler and Brandy. We'll get them both on here in just a few seconds. Northwest Motorsports, thank you guys for bringing this exciting division.
Down here with Jessie Jensen, 3rd place tonight in the street stocks and one of the bigger fields you had. And overall, it was a pretty clean race. Walk me through the race for you.
Yeah, it was a struggle. The car was a little tight tonight versus loose like we had been in the last few weeks. But it was a lot of fun, man. These guys in this class, the class is an awesome class. They race hard every single lap. Bunch of fun guys to race with that just got to make our car a little better and keep digging.
Who do we need to thank for getting to the track today?
Definitely got to thank Dunstan, Bradley. Without those guys, Sue, Brad, it wouldn't be possible. They helped Dirk get this thing on the track every week. The boys working on the thing all week. Jeff. It's just, you know, these guys take care of this car on a week-to-week basis, and they make it work.
Jessie Jensen comes home, P3 tonight.
All right, Mark Martha are coming home tonight in 2nd place. How's that feel?
Oh man, car was great. It was awesome.
Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank Direct Carpet Cleaning, Finish Line Heating and Air Conditioning, Fleet Service Auto and Truck Repair, and KH Suspension.
All right, congratulations in Street Stock 2nd place tonight.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, Dave Lund, the 28 Street Stock comes in 1st place tonight. How were those conditions out in the dark?
Oh, they were great. We're used to racing in the dark. It's way better. The track's colder and it's racy.
Who do you want to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank Cheyenne Scale and Formula Tire in Marysville, and my mom Sherry, Denise, Doug Poyer, Bruce Pendergrass, Dwayne Shosbeck, Travis Bennett, and Cheyenne.
All right, congratulations, 1st place Street Stocks tonight.